Welcome! If you're new to Halo Infinite and are looking for some tips and tricks, I can help. I'm by no means an expert, quite the contrary, but I've played dozens of matches and have some advice that I've learned by playing lots and lots of games that maybe a rookie like you could use to help get better at. This video will be divided into 5 sections from movement, aim, power weapon / item usage, vehicle usage, and game mode exclusive tips. Starting off with movement, you have to be aggressive and fierce. You cannot be sitting around and just sitting in one place and shooting and taking cover. Halo is about moving and moving and moving and outpacing your opponent. If you sit around in any FPS, it will do you no good. You will constantly be barraged and get harassed by multiple enemies at the exact same time. Especially in Halo. Dodging bullets require you to outmaneuver your opponent, and especially during close combats, when fights are getting up close and really personal. Using side to side and jumping a lot in 1v1s are essential to combat. It'll definitely be very close, but if you manage to perform even the slightest dodge, that will save you 1 extra HP that you can use to get out of a situation. In larger fights, where often you may have to fight on multiple people with very little support, it is crucial that you learn these in case you want to outperform hundreds and hundreds of people within your Halo journey. And it is crucial you develop your reflexes. I often am very bad with reflexes, and I am quite considerably very slow, even though I'm a PC gamer. During fights where I am currently fighting an enemy, like we would be fighting on a 1v1 and that enemy will kill me, but they also have 1 HP. In Halo, that happens so much, where there'll be such close fights where if you're slow, the enemy will kill you, and they're one shot basically. And so you have to learn how to control your movement and also be aggressive and fierce in your movement. Because if you can, and if you should, and you would, if you're gonna get better, then you can be that person coming out alive and ready to challenge another person. Aim. How do we get our aim to be better? Well, typically, in most of the modes, big team battle, regular quick play multiplayer, free-for-all slayer, and yeah, we do not include Fiesta because that is random weapons. I cannot think of any other multiplayer modes on top of my head, but those are the ones I can remember. You start out with the assault rifle, right? The classic one. The classic assault rifle from Halo. Typically with assault rifles, you spray mid-range. The biggest mistake that I had when using assault rifles, I just sprayed continuously like a ricochet or some shit. If you want to aim better, you should slow down your aim, instead of going for that long recoil and just spray indefinitely, you want to do short burst sprays as much as you can. You don't have to do 3-shot sprays. Just spray consistently and take short breaks between each and every one of them, sprays. Because if you just spray continuously, you will not have time to do anything else but spray the enemy with bullets. And those guns, they're not really meant hence spray. They're not really meant to aim the enemy perfectly. So a lot of bullets are going to spray everywhere, and a lot of them are not going to hit. That's why you have to do short bursts as much as you can, obviously. There are certain burst rifles that you can use. Now those guns you want to just spray as much as you can, because they're really short bursts, and you really want to aim carefully, right? Because you don't have many chances to get the bullet right into the enemy. But with the other assault rifle, you shoot, Focus on the enemy. Focus. They're going to be jumping around a lot, but just focus. And at the same time, like, this is going to be hard. I'm like, this is why it takes practice. Practice. You have to be dodging the enemy, while you have to spray the enemy. You have to learn how to be on your feet, jump around, evade, while at the exact same time getting consistent with shooting the body, then of course the head. If you can learn how to shoot the head first, if you can learn how to get those perfect headshots, by all means. But I'm not really recommending that to a beginner, because you just kind of have to get the fundamentals. Then of course, if you're pro, you're going to start aiming for the head, because the head is obviously smaller than the body. Shotguns is simple. You get up and close, right? If you're up and close with somebody, just keep on shitting the face out of them. Headshots is the priority in almost everything you do. Headshot. If you're really not good like me and you are panicking every time you're that close with somebody when using a shotgun, you can just shoot the body. It's fine. But especially with shotgun, if you're facing another shotgun user, stay back, because they will try to, the way shotguns work in any first-person shooter game is you get close to an enemy and you just bam, you just hit them really good, because the power comes best at low range with shotguns. Sniper, like the S7 sniper, I think that's what it's called. I can't remember any of these names. I've only played Halo for about a couple of days. But that sniper and a lot of those plasma snipers, like the rocket sniper and all that, use the scope, and obviously get far away if possible. It's much easier to do that in big team battle, because you can just sit back and just, do your sniper things. But in regular 4v4, let your other teammates have all the fun, right? Let them get up close and personal. When using a sniper, sit back. Typically when using snipers, my rule of thumb is if they're moving, your chances of shooting them are 1,000% much worse, right? It's gonna be much harder for you to shoot somebody when they're moving. So, the rule of physics. You can use the rule of physics. I mean, I never use the rule of physics. That's probably why I suck as a sniper. But if you use the rule of physics, aka the enemy is moving in a certain direction, right? You know where they're moving, so just shoot. Just pray to God that they don't hear your sniper shots. But if they're deaf or something and they just move in the same direction, just shoot. Bam. Like in the direction where they're going to, land up, right? So if they're coming in from the left, you shoot to the right, and they're going to the right, and bam, you get that shot. Obviously, this is in the perfect scenario. They're going to be jumping around, moving side to side. It's going to be much more difficult than that, but that is the basic principle of how you nail sniper shots. And obviously, you got to pray for those AFK moments where you can just pow, bam, then you shoot them while they're AFK, and then bam, easy snipe. Obviously, you can go for those no scopes. Snipers, you don't really just show up and shoot. Power. Oh, before I forget. One more thing before we move on to power weapon / item usage. Let's talk about melees. Melees are interesting because in Halo, I haven't played Halo multiplayer on any other, game besides this one. Because, I'm a Gen Zer. I would never have lived since Halo 3, Halo 2 multiplayer. I heard that shit was good. But anyway, you don't have knives in Halo. Ooh, shocker to the old players and obviously new players or people who've never heard of Halo. People are gonna be like, what? But yeah, it is true. There are no knives. Whether you hate it or you love it, I don't know. You use your fists to bam, and melees are typically not KOs. You need about 2 melees typically to get that kill, that dub, which is good. Melees are important, especially if you're going in with close combat intentions. If you are up and personal with the enemy, I cannot tell you how many times it still burns my retinas. It still burns my memory. I feel rage and anger every time I think about this. But there will be times, right? No, not there will be times. Every time I die to an enemy, it's because I always misplace my melee kills. I either do it too early or too late. And it hurts. Those are going to be, by far, I guarantee it, those are going to be any new player's like biggest like struggles. It's not going to even be about like aiming with a gun properly. No, it's like there's a reason why you don't need to scope or aim typically in Halo. You just spray, just do your shit. But melee kills, oh, you missed those. The enemy lives with 1 HP, and they get to walk away scot-free and getting another 5 kills because you were too late by 1 millisecond. Oh my god, it hurts. There will be times where I press my melee button, but the other guy pressed it faster, and it would lose everything. So I please pray that you practice your melees. You aim properly. When you get close, you immediately melee. That is one of my biggest downfalls. And I just never really think about it. But just looking back on it now, I'm like, I should have meleeed when I got that close. But I didn't. Other times, I melee and the opponent would dodge. They would dodge the melee and melee me back in the head. They would punch me in the head, in the back, as soon as they dodged me, right? And I would fall into a corner and they would sucker punch me. That was such a big mistake. Don't do it too early and don't do it too late. If you if you back them up to a corner, that's a sure way of getting a melee kill. Or do it to a wall, do it to them near a wall, corner them to a wall, and melee the shit out of them. There's no chance they can do it to you back. Well, they can do it to you back, but there's no chance they'll be able to run away. That is also another problem, right? If you melee and they're able to dodge it, they'll screw you over and you'll get so salty. By far, the saltiest moments have been just missing those melee kills when I should have deserved that win. I should have walked away scot-free, but because I misplaced it, I lost, and the enemy got to walk home free. That is nasty. It is brutal. It is intense. But you gotta perfect that timing. Another tip I can, give to melee kills is, besides just cornering them to a wall, let them act first, right? Be that guy to be that annoying son of a gun. You're typically gonna run in spray and shit, right? But if you happen to be on the defensive side, if they're running and gunning like me, right? They're on coke, like myself, where I just run and gun and just doing shit, and that's why I suck at big team battle. I'm literally just right there and just in their faces, and they can just dodge, leave me fighting, punching air, and they can just bam, shoot me in the head or punch me in the back. So let the enemy do their thing, especially if they're retarded like me. Let them just throw a fit in front of your face, dodge everything, and then just hit them in the back. That is a classic move in literally any game in general. Let the enemy fuck up, especially those melees, because those melees take forever to recharge. I mean, it's 2 seconds for you to not 2, 5. It's about 5 seconds before you can do another melee attack, and 5 seconds is all you need, right? You miss a melee, you can't do another one. You cannot do another one until like another 5 seconds. And then while your hand is moving back to your body, that way you can do another one. The enemy's already done their melee, and you're dead. You're dead. It's like, I swear to God, you punch each other more in Halo than you actually shoot. It's a boxing game. Like, they even have a boxer medal for, like, if you just punch people a lot, you get a boxer medal, which is really cute. But yeah, if you're gonna do melees, time is key. Timing is key. And moving on to part 3. Number 3, power weapons / item usage. Since this section is going to cover a ton of different items, weapons that are going to be much different from each other, where I can't really just make an assumption like with the ARs and stuff, where I can make a general assumption. I'm going to be pulling up a list. I'm not going to be showing it to you because it's going to ruin the gameplay, but I will be reading them and giving you my thoughts on each weapon that I've used, and each item that I've used and my thoughts about it. So here we go. The M41 Spanker rocket launcher. I haven't used this gun much. It's an interesting gun for sure. I don't know why I'm calling it a gun. It's a rocket launcher. It's pretty epic. You shoot it. You gotta be kind of precise, but you shoot it kind of close to the enemy. Bam, they're dead. It's pretty simple. Destroys vehicles, and it does what it does. It's got a slow hit rate, and it does take time for it to reload. But it's a rocket launcher, okay? If you miss the first time, you're already fucked. The energy sword, I guess, is what you kind of call Halo's version of a knife. That insta-kill, right? Melee does two hits. Just energy sword is just, that first hit, right? Like, I'm not sure. I kind of forgot. But I don't think you can jump. No. Can you sprint with the energy sword? I forgot. But either way, it's a one-shot. Yeah, it just, kills them instantly. Epic. The S7 sniper rifle, like I said earlier, it's pretty good. It's one of those, Halo's that weird, game where you can shoot close range with snipers, and it kind of works. With the S7 sniper rifle, I mean, I can do that. It's pretty epic. The scopes are really good as well. It's got mega scope, it's got medium scope, and you can just no scope those motherfuckers. I've got plenty of those myself. They're pretty fun. The Hydra. Apparently it's a rocket launcher. I never understood this. I thought it was a weird shotgun because of the way it's designed. It's pretty hideous. I don't really like the gun. It's horrible. Cinder shot. It's the grenade launcher. It's the plasma grenade launcher that is super OP as fuck. Just shoot this on the ground. If the enemy isn't jumping or just acting like a dickhead, they're pretty much fucking dead. Or shoot it to the side because it'll bounce and hit. Shoot it to the side of a wall and bam, it'll hit the enemy like that. It's because it has that bouncy grenade. You know what I mean? You can do so much, and it's kind of one of those weapons where you don't really have to think about a lot. Because a lot of weapons you have to be really careful with your aim, especially in this game. Oh, it rhymes. Oh my god! But in this, you can just fire. It goes everywhere, and it'll kill. It'll kill, for sure. Gravity hammer. Holy shit. This thing is a monster. It can kill within, 2 feet of the enemy. It's not a knife where you have to get in direct contact. This motherfucker can just kill, within a certain range. That is broken as fuck. And if you're further away from it, it'll still knock you back and do a lot of damage. Holy shit. If there was a tank, just get this with overshield, holy moly. Or get this with what is it? Get it with active camo, and you're fucked, right? The entire enemy is fucked. The skewer I really like. It's one of the rare snipers where I actually use the scope and actually aim. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's good or not. I personally have good memories of it. Just, I thought this was an explosive. It's not really an explosive. Like, if you miss the enemy 2 inches away with this gun, it's not going to explode regardless. It's just, you have to be dead precise with it. Even though the gun is like, it leads to like, you know, it leads you to believe that it'll cause an explosion, and even if you're not like careful with it, like an RPG, right? You just shoot in the general vicinity, it'll be fine. No, you got to be pretty precise, but it's no biggie. It's just fun to use. The Ravager. This is a really weird. It's kind of It's just a garbage like. It's a garbage like explosive launcher thing. It's the most common power item weapon. It's not really good. The Spanker rifle is the shitty version of the S7 rifle. I'm sorry, it's just really bad. It's just really bad. I wouldn't recommend using it. Yeah, just use the other gun, please. Let's see. The first one, the drop wall. Drop wall. I never use the drop wall. You're always constantly moving. I don't think you're ever gonna use drop wall if you're the, you know, movie type, right? If you just sit there and just camp and hope the enemy doesn't, you know, flank you on the opposite end, you know what I mean, or flanks you on your right side or left side. If they're coming at you front head, I guess this would be okay, but they're coming at you in any other direction and using this drop wall, you're fucked. So it's not really good. The grapple shot is fucking amazing. You fucking use it, fly across the map. Not really, but you get to move to a higher destination, and you can do some really cool like maneuvers and shit that, yeah, that can like mess up the enemy real hard. I never use the grapple shot that way because I'm always such a scaredy cat, but it's all good. The repulsor it's a grenade? What the fuck? It's a close quarters repellent. I see. It knocks back stuff. I've never really. I mean, I guess that makes sense. The repulsor. I've never used it properly, I guess. I've never used the repulsor properly. Oh, that's OP as fuck then. That's OP as fuck. Holy shit. I've never. It's basically just this mini shield that you can always use. Just, you know, use the repulsor. Bam. The enemy goes back to the enemy. Not the enemy. The bullet goes back to the enemy. Like if they're really close to you, bam, push them back. I never really used it. Holy shit. That's actually kind of OP. Threat sensor. It's just a threat sensor. It's pretty cool, I guess. I've never used it much, so moving on. Thruster it just gives you a charge. It gives you a boost. It's kind of cool. Active camo. It's pretty good, yeah. It's pretty epic. You get camouflage. Notice how I said camouflage or not invincibility. Invisibility. It's not invisibility. It's camouflage. So people can still technically see you. It's gonna be much harder. Overshield is epic. It's, you know, you get more shield. Pretty pog. And that is it for this section. Moving on to section number 4. Now for this section, I hate to be that guy, but I don't use many of the vehicles in this game, which is unfortunate because I think if I used vehicles more, I could probably do much better in game. I gotta bring the mic closer. But let's discuss them. The Banshee is that ship that you can fly around. I wish I could use that, but they always steal it in fucking big team battle. The Chopper is pretty fun. I've used that a couple times. It's kind of hard to move around in, but it's fun. Yeah, I think it's all right. It's definitely one of those powerful vehicles. I feel. The Ghost You just like slam people with it. I've seen people use it a lot with that. The guns, I've never seen people use the guns that much on the Ghost. The Gongoose, I've never heard of that. The Mongoose I've heard of though. It's just this weird like not four wheeler. This like it's like this motorcycle thing. Like it's like a bike, yeah. It's a four wheeler with a bike. Bike with four wheels, epic. I don't know. The Razorback, I mean, I guess it's cool. I've used it like once. It's not really good. It doesn't have a machine gun, so it's not epic. The Rocket Warthog, I've never seen this before. It has a rocket. Epic. I've never seen that. The Scorpion is pretty cool. I've only used it once in the campaign. I've never used it in multiplayer, but it's pretty OP. Alright. The Warthog is a classic gem, obviously. I don't use it much because people always steal the Warthog, unfortunately. The Wasp is another aerial vehicle, which is epic. I've never flied in the game, which is very sad. The Covenant tank, the Wraith. I guess I've seen it a couple times. Overall, the section's kind of meh. Moving on to the next section. Alright, final section. The game mode tips. I've realized while making at the end of this video that I don't have enough footage to talk about all of them extensively, so I'm going to go rapid fire them and what I think and what to do, right? Capture the flag. Be fast. Fast and just get the flag and get the hell out of there. There's no point in sneaking around and trying to avoid enemy detection. Everybody is going to know where the heck you are. Even if you're crouching, even if you're being stealthy, just get the hell out. That's my opinion. Fiesta is different weapons. There isn't much you can do because of RNG. Just take everything I said from the earlier tips, right? But like different weapons and stuff. Learn how to use every weapon, and you'll succeed in Fiesta. Oddball, you can be stealthy. I mean, you have to be stealthy because when you're holding the ball, you are essentially a turtle, and you can't sprint. At least with Capture the Flag, you can sprint and you can avoid capture, possibly, for a little bit. Slayer. Slayer is just team deathmatch. Kill and don't get killed. Simple, right? Be hunted, or no, hunter. Be the hunter or be the hunted. Epic. I sound really good now. Stockpile is really interesting, really fun. It's like scavenging shit. Whoever has the most shit wins. Like, that's the simplest explanation. You can also steal the enemy's shit, and the enemy can also steal your shit. It's kind of like that one minigame in Fall Guys, right, where you have to hold the most amount of shit. So make sure that you have the most amount of shit. Gather all the shits that are on the field first, then steal the enemy's shit. Have a couple people, guard your shit, and have a team that's ready to take the enemy's shit once the shit's on the floor around. Stronghold is domination. Just hope that your teammates are spread out. Most of them are not, which is going to be sad. But if they are, then you're going to be good. I think fourth is Total Control. Total Control is the same thing as Strongholds. Just domination again, but bigger. Epic. And that's all the game modes that I have to cover. Like and subscribe. I've been your host, Austin, and if you want to see more epic content from me, then smash like and leave a comment. I love Halo shit, and I'll respond and say, alright, I'll make more Halo stuff. And without further ado, I'll see you guys later, and goodbye.